Guys, welcome to episode 10, the penultimate episode of the first series of the William Mead Watches podcast. Would you like a drink of water, Josh?
I would, but don't get your hopes up, people, because you've really bigged this episode up.
Well, it's the penultimate episode, so...
Episode 10, we've been doing this for...
We should end on a cliffhanger.
20 weeks,
20
which
weeks,
is an awfully long time. And
welcome to episode 10, joined by my friend, co-host Josh again. So.
Hello, everybody. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you're watching. I feel like the last YouTube podcast actually didn't do that well, so maybe...
We need to take a small hiatus.
Yeah, maybe. We're actually fucking so busy. So once again, this is a Wednesday recording session to be done for tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
So these are getting later and later just because we're getting busier and busier. And as much fun as we have on the podcast, there is also, some serious business we need to take care of. So
business.
Maybe we do need a small hiatus unless you want to get... comment, subscribe, and share it 4,000 times, and all of a sudden we're racking 30,000 views, then we might stay for a couple of weeks. Otherwise, we'll just take a few weeks off. Yeah, go on. This light is making me ever so shiny.
There you go.
Thank you very much.
Sticking that wee bit of hair down.
You had a good haircut yesterday, I must add.
I got a haircut from a new barber yesterday.
Yeah, that's always very nerve-wracking.
Small caveat to that, it was under the direction of my...
He was next door.
It was under the direction of my actual barber.
Yeah, who was in the chair literally next door.
Who's just too busy to get me in. So
Good. I mean, you do leave at lastminute.com in true William Reid style. Hi, mate, I need a haircut 20 minutes ago. Are you free?
I know. But I had my haircut for like 6 or 7 weeks, so it was desperately needing a haircut. And I feel back to normal again. I've got a wee bit of shortness on the sides. See, the problem is, like, they were saying that my hair's really hard to cut. They were saying it's a nightmare to cut. And I said to Cal yesterday, like, see if I was going somewhere else, what would I describe my haircut? Like, how? See, when people say, right, what are we doing?
Yeah.
He's always like, well, you don't really have a haircut. It's not like you're getting a skin fade or you're getting a low taper or you're getting... He's like, I basically go in to get my haircut and I say, cut it, but make it look like I've not had a haircut.
Yeah. Which, to be fair, is how it does look. It looks very neat and tidy.
Yeah, you just
as if it's grown up for 3 or 4 days.
I want my hair to look like I've not had it cut. So I'm like, that's what to do. So Cal was like, mate, it's really weird. You don't really have a haircut.
Yeah.
You just kind of have like...
Yeah.
I don't know. He's like, you just need to kind of build it around.
But you look good with like various different, like, you can kind of chop and change every now and again and it looks good. With me, I've had the same haircut since I was maybe 8. And it's, I can't really...
Nah, you had that big cliff thing for a while.
I had the Justin Bieber for a little bit. This is like the side part that isn't even really a side part anymore. But if I do end up going to Turkey, I will rock the buzz cut for maybe a month before. So stay tuned for
you
that.
do suit a buzz cut. You got a tiny wee head, but no, it was good to get a haircut yesterday. I was actually quite.
You needed it.
I felt good after it.
You always do with a haircut. In fact, this is a topic I've got for this podcast. It's cheap luxuries. So what in life do you not have to pay a lot of money for, and yet you feel super luxe, whether it be free or whether it be something cheap? I've got a couple.
Go on then.
See if it sparks you, right? First one is fresh bedding.
Fresh bedding, yeah.
Oft.
Yeah.
Makes you feel like you're in the Ritz.
That is a luxury, yeah. I'm here for that.
New boxers.
New boxers, new socks, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Those are
a car wash.
Car wash, new trainers. Anything new, really.
Yeah.
New T-shirt. Makes you feel good.
I don't know if I've got anything more on my list, but yeah, I like that sensation.
Yeah, no,
I'm not
good.
Inexpensive, but something.
We're freestyling this week because we don't actually have it. Well, I've not actually seen what you've got written down for
you've
this
not.
podcast
I do.
this week.
We do have a topic. That was one of the topics. So anyway, we digress. You were away last week.
2 weeks ago now, but yeah.
2 weeks ago, correct.
Yep.
I don't want this to turn into a Visit Monaco campaign, but and we also don't get paid by Mr. Prince Albert to promote the country.
His name's definitely not Mr. Prince Albert. It's definitely just Prince Albert.
Just straight. Well, Senor Prince Albert. You went to Monaco for, what do the kids on the street call it these days? The
historic Formula One.
Yes.
Which is basically they race cars from the 50s all the way up to like the 80s. The first like aero cars.
It's arguably probably cooler than the actual F1.
Yeah, because it doesn't get a lot of press. It's not really all over Instagram or anything like that. Like it's quite if you know, you know.
Yeah.
kind of thing. So it was really good. Enjoyed it, loved it, had a great time. Seen loads of cool cars, loads of old cars, loads of vintage cars.
Yeah.
Met some cool people. No, it was really, really good. The weather was amazing too. But obviously the big race is this weekend.
Yes, correct.
The proper Formula One is this weekend, and yeah, I could have gone to that as well, but I just decided against it. It's so expensive.
No. It is funny because I obviously somewhat hold the fort down when William isn't here, and I went and met a client whilst he was away, and the guy was like, "Oh, is William not with you today?" I was like, "Oh no, he's actually in Monaco," and the guy was like, "Do you not get to go on these?" And I was like, "Do I fuck?" I was like, "You get me expense two people."
Yeah, no, it's expensive enough.
So it's fine. You have a good time. Who would you like to see win the Monaco Grand Prix? Grand Prix.
Obviously Hamilton, Nat Lando.
I think I'd like to keep seeing Lando get the dub.
Anyone but Max,
Yeah, I agree.
in my opinion.
I'd like to see
Checo, don't want to see him win
Charles. I'd like to see Charles do the Monaco.
it. Charles Leclerc, yeah.
Yeah. You saw some interesting characters in Monaco.
Yeah. Total Wolf,
Just kicking about.
rocking about with his wee
I'm quite far away.
with his wee bike helmet. He was rocking about. Who else did I see? Charles Leclerc, seen him as well.
Didn't you see someone that was unrelated to F1? I don't know. In Dubai, you saw Hezbollah.
Seen Hezbollah in Dubai, yeah, last year. That was like mad surreal moment because we always send like the wee memes of him to like in the group chat, and it was cool to see him. But
I'd say
I was more starstruck seeing Hezbollah than I was seeing like Charles Leclerc or Toto Wolff.
Yeah, for sure. I think Hezbollah is probably one of the most famous people on planet Earth.
Yeah, no, it was cool seeing him. He's so small.
Yeah.
He's about that size.
Yeah, well, he really is a tiny guy. Have you seen him driving like the Porsches and stuff?
Yeah, no, he's cool.
It's crazy. Holidays, you obviously just been to Monaco. Lads' holidays, have you been on many?
Loads. You've never been on one.
Yeah, we were talking about this week. This is why it's
Which I
popped up.
find bizarre.
Well, I would say the closest I've been to a lad's holiday, normally when you hear lad's holiday, it's like Zante, Ayia Napa, birds, beers. Whereas I just went to Amsterdam with one of my pals, 18th. And a little bit of background, I went to a private school in Ascot. So it's three of probably the biggest virgins.
The most
Yeah,
soaking wet.
the three people you wouldn't expect to be going to Amsterdam. We went to Amsterdam. And we had the guy that was 18, his uncle gave him an envelope just before we got on the plane, which was the Pussy and Beer Fund. And boy, did we use it on... No, we actually didn't use it on any pussy or the beers. We did go... When neither of us had
I
actually...
used it on weed and...
neither of us, the three of
Mushrooms.
us, had ever smoked weed in our life. So we got there and we were kind of Googled like the hot spot for the coffee shops. So we found one, we walked there, and one of the boys was like, "Don't worry, you go take a seat. I'll take this from here." And he goes up and he's just like, "Hello, I would like to buy your finest strain of marijuana, please." And the guy's like, "I'm sorry." He was just like, "We don't want to get too high. We just want to get like happy and giggly. We're here for a good time." And the guy's like, "Oh, this is the weed of the year. It's Liberty Haze. You probably want this." He was, "Oh, fantastic. Yes, okay, I'll take this. Could you roll it?" And the guy's like, "No, mate, I can't roll it for you." And he's just like, "Well, none of us can roll. How do we smoke this thing?" And he was like, "Oh, you need to smoke out of a pipe, which is essentially like a crack pipe. We'd have Bob Marley on it." So he brought it back and we're like, "Oh, well done, man. You've got the weed." And he's just like, "Yeah, but you got to smoke it in this pipe." And the guy warned him and he was just like, "By the way, like you put the whole, what do they call it, a bud or something?
Dunno,
So it hits you way harder." So the three of us got kicked out of the coffee shop for being too high. And we go out and it was like the middle of winter and we got these beanies on. And my mate was like, "Oh, I'm going to go and buy your beanie." Jumps into the skate shop, says to the guy, "I want to buy the same beanie that's on my head." It's not funny. My pal thought it was the funniest thing on earth, pisses himself because he's laughing so much. He's in beige chinos and just piss like dripping down his leg. So
Rihanna t-shirt.
yeah, that's exactly it. You met him, Amsterdam Jack.
Oh, fine, yeah.
So shouts out Amsterdam Jack for pissing himself for being too high. But what lads' holidays have you been at? What was your first lads' holiday?
Actually, I wasn't really a last holiday, but the first like holiday destination that we went on that was like a party destination is my mum and dad took me and my cousin, who's a girl, to Palmanova one year randomly,
Right.
which is like a stone's throw from Magaluf. But they didn't know. So we arrived and basically we were just fucking about for like the first few days, and then like we went a walk one day and we were like, "What the fuck is this?" Like it was like a full strip, all these bars, like, and we ended up, I was like 14 or 15 or something, like what was there. It was great. That was a great. And then I've been Ayia Napa, I've been there, I've been to Ibiza, Zante.
So you've really done all of it.
Yeah, we've done lads holidays.
What's not the craziest shit that you can tell, or like on the podcast that you've seen? Doesn't have to be related to you or anybody you know, but it
really remember, to be honest. They're just like a really great laugh from start to finish.
What's the best holiday destination? Ibiza.
I really love Ibiza because it gets such a bad rep for being like.
Well, it's one of those that
full of chavs or full of neds, and it's like, it's really not like that. Like, you can go to like the nice old bits of Ibiza, like John Dal and all those kind of places, and they're really cool, nice vibe, nice people. Like, I really love Ibiza. I think it's got everything on the island that you need. It's got really nice places you can eat. It's got Cipriani.
That's it. You can do it super luxe.
Yeah, you can do it really nice, and it's. Don't get me wrong. The last time we went, I just found it was really, really expensive. To the point where you're just getting a bit like. Like,
again,
it's just,
we gotta go again.
Fucking hell! Like, you're like every night. It's like, oh god, like, here we go again. We've got dinner, then we've got table on a night out, or we've got like, you know, if you're going to Destino, then you've got the table to pay for, then you've got dinner, then you've got. Like, it ends up like being fucking so expensive. You collated all the money that the group of 5 of us spent.
It's disgusting amount
on that weekend. Or on that week is just like outrageous. So it's pissing me off with how expensive it is. I don't feel like it should be that expensive, but like, I love it nonetheless. It's really, really
well,
good.
people are still going to pay it. People are still going to go to Ibiza.
People are still going to go.
Nothing's ever
you don't
gonna
have
change.
to do it that luxe, but
I think I'm just a bit precious. I think I'm a bit of a princess. So when I hear, do you want to go to Zante? Do you want to go to Napa? I just think of like hostels and like in betweeners where Jay's asleep, like with his face down in the ends.
You don't even go on a night out, mate. So you've got
this is far too precious.
No chance of going on a lad's holiday. You'd be the guy in the lad's holiday booking a flight home after 2 days.
Oh, I just need to come home. I miss my
girlfriend.
I miss my mum. But there was lots happening in the weekend, shall I say. We had the finale of the Premier League, which I'm happy to say that I won my bet that we talked on.
You did, yeah. You plugged Man City to take it, didn't you?
Yeah, there was no way Man City were losing it, in my personal opinion. You bet Liverpool. You just thought it was going to be a fairy tale ending for Klopp.
I just thought it'd be a good ending for Klopp. But it obviously just didn't. I wasn't. The only reason that I chose that was because I kind of thought it was written in the stars. I didn't actually think, like, on paper they would have won it.
Yeah, and then the guy who works in the way at the restaurant that we made the bet with, he's a big Arsenal fan, so he gave me my winnings yesterday.
Pretty strange that he's an Arsenal fan, do you not think?
Yeah, he's from up here, right?
He's Glaswegian, yeah. He's a Celtic fan and
Celtic
an Arsenal fan.
And an Arsenal, a big Arsenal fan. He goes around kicking about in an Arsenal chain.
He's got a gunner's chain, yeah.
But VAR, what's your initial thoughts on VAR?
I feel like football's slowly becoming not a non-contact sport, but there's a lot of decisions now that are given as penalties, given as free kicks. Like, you know, they're pulling back decisions 2 and 3 minutes ago for like the build up to to stop goals. I just don't know if that I think VAR is good if it's used properly. Obviously, goal line technology, like checking for actual fouls. I think the problem that VAR has is that they're showing it in slow motion,
and everything looks worse.
And everything looks way worse. And they're giving very, very soft penalties. Like, it was like the last Old Firm. Both teams had penalties. Arguably, both of them weren't penalties.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't. It's a little bit detrimental. I just feel like they need to. There's more mistakes with VAR than there was without.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's benefiting the game or not.
So
I think it's a good thing to have, but they seem to check an awful lot.
Yeah. So my take on it is, if it could be 100% accurate, of course, you're like, if it was right 95% of the time, I'd be all for it. But it's not. It's inaccurate.
The problem that they have is that if the ref makes a decision, unless it's a red card, like, then they can't review it.
Yeah.
So if it's only a yellow, they can't review it. But if it's a red, they can review it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's got a long way to go, I think, to make it perfect. But it seems to be worse now than it was before.
Yeah, it's only getting worse. Yeah, I agree. I also don't like the fact that players.
And the handball thing's a joke. Like, if it hits your hand anywhere in the box, like, it's a straight penalty. It's like. There has to be some level of.
But again, it's all slow motion.
I know, but there has to be some level of understanding the speed of the game and what's going on, and like, it's not just as simple as it's moving a ball in slow motion. Does it hit his arm, or is it a penalty? Or like, it's not as simple as that. There needs to be an understanding of the game, I think, alongside that.
Yeah,
and I don't think they've quite done that. They've just gone black and white. There's no grey area. They're just going basically black and white. if he touches him in the penalty, it's a penalty.
Yeah.
So if you touch an attacker running at you in the box, it's a penalty.
Yeah.
Which I don't think is right.
Yeah, I agree.
There's so many. Like, it'd be interesting to see how many penalties were awarded since VAR in comparison to before.
Yeah. I haven't got that stat, I'm afraid.
That's good.
But
Well
what
prepared.
I don't like about it is the fact that players don't want to celebrate, because when they do give it beans, they're running off, and then it gets disallowed, they look like a fucking dickhead. So I miss the celebration element of it all.
Yeah, I mean, it's like when that team nearly put Man United at the FA Cup.
Oh, Derby.
No, it wasn't Derby.
It was Derby.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, and they got the last minute goal.
That wasn't Derby, was it?
I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Was it Brentford or something?
No, it was Derby. Championship Derby.
No, they weren't in the Championship.
They were. In the FA Cup semi-final, and they scored in the
Just
last...
then, like...
Yeah. Oh, Coventry.
Yeah, shit, I knew it wasn't Derby.
Derby, Coventry are essentially the same club. Both shit. They're from Birmingham.
Definitely not the same
and they're
club.
not West Brom.
But, like, things like that kills it.
Yeah.
It's a Cinderella story for that club.
So if VAR wasn't in the equation, Joe, who would have won the Premier League?
No.
Arsenal would have won the Premier
Arsenal,
League.
really?
So they would have tied on points, but on goal difference, they were +3 on Manchester City. So Arsenal would have actually won if it
Interesting.
wasn't for VAR and the offside goals.
Interesting.
And the ones that got relegated, I think, are all the same. So you got Luton, Burnley, and Sheffield United. Another crazy thing about Burnley, Vincent Kompany is the manager, and he is front running for the Bayern Munich job. Getting rid of Thomas Tuchel, who's struggling Bayern Munich team, to get Vincent Kompany, who just got Burnley relegated from the Premier League, is questionable.
I don't get the manager thing. Like,
Nah, nor do I. They're just desperate. They're like, who the fuck can we get in? We need this guy out, so let's just get anyone in.
it's like the Aberdeen manager. Who did they get up? Was it Neil Warnock?
And Neil Warnock. Again, it's just like, I think
Made
a
a
lot-
complete arse of it, and basically
yeah,
just
he was
then,
never going to stay for a long time.
and just then
but
went, oh yeah, that's me done now. See you later. Thanks very much.
did about 4 games
but
or
no
some
thanks.
bollocks.
Like,
Yeah,
fucking ridiculous.
I think a lot of the time is teams start panicking.
It's hardly ever awarded on merit.
No,
It's like who you know, what you
no.
know.
So I think it's you get a team that's struggling and they panic and they're like, right, we got the fans that are just going off on us. We need someone in where they can just not shout at us. It's like the whole Chelsea when they were going through that manager period. They're like, right, fuck it, we'll get Frank Lampard in because even if he's shit, the fans aren't gonna go against Frank. So let's get fucking
The
Frank
problem is,
in.
but you just get a catalogue of errors. Like one bad manager, then everyone else around you, or your biggest rivals, have got good managers. You're then 10 steps further back, and if you get another bad manager, then 15 steps further back, and then before you know it, you end up having a
Yeah.
season like Chelsea just had.
Yeah, exactly. So they need to sort it out. And obviously, as of this morning, Pochettino's out.
Yeah, he left, didn't he?
But what, like, realistically, there's no managers that are that good.
I think
at
the
moment.
Premier League's so competitive that you sink or swim as a manager. There's no like
Yeah, I agree.
having an average season. You kind of sink or swim, don't you? Because it's
Yeah.
so competitive, and if you
Yeah.
don't beat your biggest rivals, you've got 4 or 5 rivals. Whereas up here in Scotland, it's like if you win the Old Firm,
That's enough.
you've won.
Yeah, that's
basically.
enough.
It's like put as a success, but obviously down there you've got
Yeah. And then,
loads of rivals.
and then
so.
on the manager front, you've obviously got Pep, who arguably is...
Who do you think's the better in Premier League only? Who would you have first, Sir Alex or Pep?
That is... I've got... Is Pep better than Sir Alex Ferguson?
No.
So I would probably do Sir Alex because I'm a big fan of them. Like, he puts a lot of, like... It's more than football with Sir Alex. He's all about... You go and wash that geezer's football boots. It's like life lessons with Sir Alex.
It's not what I asked you.
You asked me who I'd rather have.
Who is the best manager in Premier League history, Sir Alex or Pep? Bear in mind, Pep's been at Man City for what, 8 years? He's
Yeah.
won.
I think Pep.
He's won 6 out of the last. Or 6 out of the last.
He's 4 in a row. And
6
then,
out of the last 7 Prems.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't think
He's done the
I
treble.
don't think.
Sir Alex did the treble. He's done the treble.
I don't think Sir Alex won a Prem in his first 7 years with Man United.
Yeah. I'd probably take
Would
Pep.
a manager get as long as Sir Alex got at Man United to get it right nowadays? Don't think so.
No, I agree. No, I think Pep's...
You have to think about Pep. I think is number one. And I think
Yeah.
anyone who says Sir Alex is number one is either a Man United fan or an Aberdeen fan.
Yeah, no, I think Pep's achieved more and is a great manager, but who would I think rather I have managing my side is probably like Sir Alex. If I was like a chairman, I was like, who am I going to get in? It'd probably be Sir Alex. 'cause-
Away, mate.
Nah, you teach is way more than just like football. I reckon Pep's a bit of a
That's
free
not
spirit.
part of the game anymore. Really?
Exactly. They've lost that touch in football,
Yeah,
and I
but
think that's like a
what you
big
trying
element.
to be? You, the only club that's living in the 80s and 90s, or you were trying to be
Nah,
forward
it's just
thinking
like-
and with everyone else?
Nah, just bring an element of that back.
No, mate, you're miles out.
They're not really doing it. They're too precious of footballers, and Sir Alex just didn't give a fuck. It was just cracking whips. Anyway, in other football news, we had the Championship playoff final, which no one's going to give a shit about because West Brom didn't progress.
I could have told you that before they played, mate.
Just played shitty Southampton.
Yeah.
And we were just shittier.
And Leeds would have pumped you in the final anyway.
Yeah, but it would have been a fucking unbelievable day at
Would have been
Wembley.
7-0.
Sun's out, and we would have had if we would have won, we would have 260 million in the bank.
I know. Shoulda, woulda, coulda, though, innit?
Yeah,
Told you, deal's not done till the money's in the bank.
Big fact. So fuck off, Southampton. England squad got released.
No Rashford.
No Rashford.
Deservedly so. He's had a
agree.
shit season. No Jordan Henderson. I think, again, deservedly so.
I think this is now.
I think that's forward thinking from Southgate.
Yeah.
I think he needs to get rid of that stigma of him being
Loyal.
loyal to
Yeah.
all these other players. Like, he has to take the best players.
Well, he's always been loyal to his chosen few.
Yeah, but
that's
they've
not
not-
winning tournaments.
They've not had success. Well, look, they arguably have. They went to the final of the Euros, right, which they should have won.
It's not a trophy, but
It's not a trophy, but they've not had success with that approach. You have to take your best players.
Yeah.
So it's, for example, right, it's like Scotland manager. Now,
Steve Clark.
I nearly said Steve Bruce there.
God, big up Brucey.
Scotland manager Steve Clark, right? So there's a debate where he's going to take Shankland. He's got to take Shankland, fucking top scorer in the in the SPL. And James Forrest, who has played the tail end of the season very well for Celtic. Now, arguably, he's not going to start the games because there's better players ahead of him, but I think it's so important. You have to take your best players. And I don't. Sometimes you look at those England squads, and they're not taking their best players.
Nah.
The problem also, like if you think about it, right? Obviously, these players are always going to go to the Euros, but Bellingham, best player in Spain.
Yeah, best player in the world. The fuck is that?
Don't know. Bellingham, best player in Spain.
Yep,
Harry Kane, best player in Germany.
correct.
Right. Phil Foden, best player in the Prem.
Arguably, yeah.
Right. So you have to take your best players. Now, weirdly, I don't think at the last tournament with England
He was taking his best possible squad.
he was taking the best possible squad.
Agree.
Nor was he starting those three together.
Yeah.
Foden was in the bench and Bellingham would be in the bench, or like it's fucking stupid. Like these players are the
Yeah.
best players in the world. You have to fucking play them.
Well, he was all about, look at the link up that Declan Rice and Calvin Phillips have. And so, but the link up isn't scoring goals. It's not really working. Okay, they do play very well together and it makes sense having the two on the pitch. But you've also got all them Donnies sat on the bench who are fucking better than Calvin Phillips. That cunt's kicked the ball 3 times this season. So I think this is a turning point for Gareth Southgate.
80
And it's coming home.
89 minutes Calvin Phillips played last season. 89
and he
minutes.
made it in the England squad and was actually
And he
starting.
won the Prem. And Harry Kane scored 30 odd goals.
Yeah.
You know, and never won a fucking thing.
Fucking
Story of his
unbelievable. I know. Anyway, pushing on. We'll talk a little bit about where Alex is. This is
Can I just say one thing? Do you reckon Bellingham's overrated?
no.
I don't think he is. I think he's excellent. And like generationally, I think he'll be the best player for years to come. I think everything he brings to that club,
Yeah.
with the age he is, and like his confidence and his leadership and all that. I just don't know if he's like. I don't know if he's like Zidane of Zidane's
I
era.
would say at the moment, Bellingham is the best player in the world. At the moment, current form, best player in the world,
Well, we'll soon see who wins the champ final.
and we'll soon see who wins the Euros because
Who do you think's a close second to Bellingham at the moment? Toni Kroos, De Bruyne, Phil Foden.
I really like Foden.
Foden's fucking unreal.
I
mate.
really like.
Unbelievable.
I
No
think-
way he's 100% English. mate.
Yeah.
There's no chance.
He's like 97% Brazilian, but
There's
we'll
no
keep
way
the
that he
English
can't be
passport.
English. What do you think?
I actually think Cole Palmer's had an unbelievable season.
Balls. He's nowhere near the best
No,
player in the world.
I agree with not, but I think in terms of having an unbelievable season, Cole Palmer has.
Oh, he's had a good season, mate, but fucking.
Harry Kane's had a great season.
So is the boy that plays up front for Real Madrid on the left. What's his name? Starts with an S.
Vinny.
Brazilian.
Oh,
Remember his name?
no, not do I.
Brazilian. You know who it is, mate. Plays on the left for Real Madrid.
Fuck, I don't know.
Oh, God. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Mine fault.
But,
I'll push on.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you're probably right with Bellingham being number one this season. He has been unreal.
Yeah, and
But
like
I think
Messi and Ronaldo have obviously
Messi
always
and
been the
Ronaldo
top two, but they're away.
Messi's playing in the MLS, mate.
And
Do you know what I mean?
the other one's in Saudi, which
irrelevant.
are just void leagues. So
I think Foden's not far. I think
agree.
whoever wins, be interesting to see who wins the Ballon d'Or this year.
yeah,
I think
but I think
it will be Bellingham.
Nah, yeah, I think the Europeans have
will
a
be
big
Bellingham.
influence on the Ballon d'Or.
I think it will be
There's not
Bellingham.
many English Donnies winning Ballon d'Or ever.
I think it will be Bellingham.
Yeah. We'll move on to a little bit of watches. We were just talking about someone asked us for a Rolex Deep Sea, which I think is arguably the ugliest watch.
The stainless steel one.
Yeah. Do you have an uglier watch for me than a Rolex Deep Sea?
I've got a real hard time with that Yachtmaster 2, the yellow gold one.
Oh, you did say. Are we talking about the bimetal that David Beckham has, or just the big?
That bimetal as well, but the yellow gold one with the blue.
So I first probably took
Yachtmaster 2.
notice of that watch when David Beckham was wearing it, and he happened to be on a yacht. So maybe it makes it look slightly better than it is.
David Beckham, you could put anything on him. It look
Yeah,
good.
it's true. But they're big watches. I hate big watches. That Deep Sea's like this thick.
Yeah, they've been made forever, those Yachtmaster 2s, and people still give like 25 to 35 grand. I mean, I think you'd be off your head to pay that for that watch.
Yeah, it is crazy.
Yeah,
Couple of watches at the door. They're both actually hopefully going. Well, this one's going today. This is a bimetal Rolex Daytona. Lovely watch. That's
nice watch.
Yeah,
Nice watch.
that's going out today. And
Do you know the reference?
116500.
No, that's a steel Daytona. 116501.
1,
No,
2,
no.
3.
Yes.
Yeah. Cut that bit out so it makes it loud. Got it. And you're beautiful.
Yeah, I think we're going to be saying goodbye to the Sacco.
Which is a shame because it's a special showstopper.
She's a beauty.
She is a beauty.
She served me well.
She has, and it's everyone's favourite watch. I think if you think of William Reed watches,
that's a conversation starter. That's what that is.
Yeah.
I remember being in Ibiza and Destino last summer, and we had like a table at the DJ booth.
You had the best. You had the ultimate table.
They tried to give us a shit table when we first got time. We were like, we have paid a lot of money for this. Like me and 5 boys, Max, Luke, Steph, and Jack, and we were like, nah, we've not sitting there. Like that is a horrendous table. We're not sitting there. So we were like, we want to sit there because we're not paying all that money to sit at that table. So they were like, right, okay. So they like rejigged it and got us a table behind the DJ booth, and we walked past a few tables, and our table was right at the front. So the DJ booth's there, and all the crowd watched the DJ, and then there's tables to right and left, and then tables behind the DJ booth. You were sat on the right hand side, and there was a Premiership footballer that we walked past.
Can we not?
We're not going to say who it is. Okay. And we were just sitting like having a few drinks, and after about an hour, like him and one of his mates came over, and they were like, "Oh mate, like love your watch, like blah blah blah."
I've been preying it for a minute.
He had a 5164 rose on, which is a travel time rose gold, which is a beautiful watch as well. But he came over and he was like, "Oh mate, love your watch," like blah blah blah. I ended up just chatting to him about watches, but it's actually like such a conversation starter.
Yeah, it's good. I think it's good to have one of those pieces in circulation at all times.
It's one of those ones that people haven't seen.
Yeah.
So they go, "What is that he's wearing?"
Yeah.
And then,
or even if they know,
yeah,
they wouldn't have seen that watch before.
Yeah, no, it's cool.
So it's always good to have something like that in circulation if you need to go to Monaco. You need to go to these places because it's hard to walk up to these super rich people and be like, "Oh, hi, I sell watches," and actually they can come up to you and be like, "I love that," and be like, "Oh, well, yeah, well, it's fucking for sale if you want it."
Yeah, exactly. So no, I'm looking. It's good. It'd be good to get it going. I think we're taking a Rainbow Daytona in trade. Rose gold, which is nice.
Very nice.
Watch. So we'll see if that happens.
Special watch. A lot of
probably
diamonds.
won't happen now since you've jinxed it. So
no, there's lots of wood here. Touch wood. Credit to you this week. You had a very quick 24 hours on a watch. You had a client call you, say that he was actually buying it from another guy in town. That the watch was broken or faulty when he went to pick it up.
Listen, these things happen unfortunately with clients. The client had asked 2 or 3 people, I think, in Glasgow for a price on a watch. I think he probably just went for the one that was the cheapest. I know I'm not the cheapest in the world, but I don't profess to be the cheapest in the world. No point in being the cheapest.
Yeah,
in my opinion. And then I don't know, something happened. The deal never happened, and then he called me on Thursday, 4:00, to say, "Hi mate, I need the watch that you quoted me on last week. but I fly out of Glasgow tomorrow at 11 o'clock in the morning. Can you make it happen? So I was like, fuck. So I had to get it, find a watch again, ship it up before 9 a.m. delivery, get to Glasgow airport, meet him at 10, deliver the watch to him at 10:15, and then he flew away at 11 o'clock.
But also, kudos to the other dealer as well, because he was a busy guy and he didn't really have time to be sending it out that quick. So kudos to everyone part. But I was also very impressed by your quick turnaround. So very well done on that deal.
Thank you very much.
We played football last night as well.
Yeah, we did actually. You played well.
Yeah, well, I played all. Yeah, he's getting there.
You played well.
Yeah, he's getting there. I was. I used to be not that bad, so now when I play, it's terrible. But a couple of goals. You played all right. You had an absolute worldie screamer. I was feeding this guy all night, but he couldn't handle the pressure.
Fuck off. First game you've turned up, mate, in about 10 appearances.
But one thing I did notice as well is you see guys in the gym and they wear like super tight shorts, like basically like leggings, the ones that the girls wear.
You going to slag me for my shorts last night?
No. Yeah, you did have some tight shorts on, but
Yeah,
they
I
weren't
like
tight.
tight
I'm talking about like the lycra shorts, right?
Yeah,
and like geezers are walking in the gym wearing those.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know about you, but my penis shrivels up into nothing when I do any sort of sporting
I
activity.
was not expecting you to say that.
Yeah, well, it's probably in its smallest form when you're doing exercise, and it doesn't need to be looking egg one, right? You just care about your performance. So yeah, sure, shrivels up to a fucking cocoon. But I don't get how the people in the gym are that confident strutting about.
Well, usually they've got like
Not that I'm looking at their.
Usually they've got like a longer t-shirt on, don't they? So it like covers the bulge area.
Is that what it is?
I really don't understand the tight thing.
I just thought last night I finished football and I was just like, where the fuck's my cock gone? And then I thought, well, actually, if I could go running or I don't really know when I'm like, but
It's because the blood's pumping all around the rest of your body. That's not necessarily.
Yeah,
it's not required in the.
Well, do you find
penis.
your penis shrivel up? No.
I mean, yeah. It does happen.
No,
Yeah,
the shrinkage was real.
No, I know, but like what happens is the blood is pumping around the rest of your body, so there's no need for you to have any blood
No,
in
my
there.
penis shriveled up into itself.
Yeah,
it was
well,
like inside my stomach.
That's what happens,
But
man.
you'll be pleased to know it's back on full form today. Anyway, go on to a wee bit of golf talk. We had the Open on
We didn't have the Open. We had the PGA.
US Open, wasn't it?
It was the PGA Championship.
All right, PGA. We happen to be in America, so let's call it the US Open.
PGA
Potato,
Championship
potato.
of Valhalla.
I mean, we don't usually have to go into much
Scotty
of the golf
Scheffler
talk,
at the jail.
but Scotty Scheffler, I think we need to address because
Huge misunderstanding. It's all so dramatised in America. I don't get it.
What's the situation?
Someone had been hit by a bus on the way to the golf course, and I think he had been directed to drive around the traffic because he's got his credentials and he's obviously a PGA player. And then like there was a bit of confusion, and then he ended up driving around the traffic, and then he got stopped, and then the police arrested him. But then they like release a mug shot of him like in the orange, and it's just like that would never happen in the UK. It's so dramatised. Like what's the point? They literally let him out 30 minutes later. So why are they mugshotting him like he's done something wrong? Like he's like the least.
He's so Christian.
Like
it's mental.
Who do you think would be like the most likely to get arrested on the tour? Brooks, Koepka, it's got to be up there.
Yeah, Brooks, DeChambeau, potentially.
Nah, I don't see that.
No,
don't see
Brooks
that.
doesn't give a fuck about anything.
I'd say Brooks probably. Yeah.
But when I heard the story come out, what I thought had happened, or what they made it sound like is, there was a really bad accident, and he was just like, "Fuck this, I'm going to be late for my tea time," and he was just like running red lights, and that's
couldn't
how
have
they
been
made
late
it.
for his tea time because he got the jail, got out, and still made it in time for his tea time. So
Had a quick range session.
The
and was out.
American justice system is fucked.
But he played. I mean, to have all of that,
He
and
was
then,
tied for the lead on the second
that's what I'm saying, and then to come out and I think he shot 5 under that round.
6 under. He was tied
Six,
for the
there
lead.
you
He was
go.
tied for the lead on the second day. I think he shot a 66, par 72, so he was 6 under. But tied for the lead on the second day, and then kind of fell away third day and fourth day. I think he finished like 15th.
His head was just probably up his arse, pretty mince by the end of it.
Schauffele had fucking unbelievable first round. Tied lowest round for he's I think only at 5 rounds ever have had 62 at a PGA. He's got 2 of them. Shane Lowry's got 1.
Bloody hell, big out Shane.
And I would imagine it's probably Tiger and someone else got the other 2. But I know Schauffele played great the whole weekend. Steady golf. Finished, I think it was 22 under, 21 under, won the championship. But DeChambeau was in for he chipped in for eagle on the 18th.
That was sick.
And then Schauffele made a birdie putt, which was like could have missed, could have
Coulda
left
rimmed.
out. and Deschambault was a bit dejected after
But
that.
I don't know about you, but that Zander just annoys the shit out of me.
What a goal from it. He's
Aye,
so
but,
pure.
Like, do you have a favourite golfer?
What, apart from Tiger?
Yeah.
Bob McIntyre, man. Scottish boy.
Come
He
on.
was fucking up there, mate. He was
Oh,
like
you
fourth
did
or
well.
something.
Oh, you did well. He doesn't usually do that well, though.
I like Bob, I like Brooks.
I like Brooks.
Mickelson, just always quite cool, like
fuck
Mickelson.
Mickelson.
But
Fuck Justin
no,
Rose.
Scheffler as well.
I had quite a nice encounter with Justin Rose, actually, and then his son came up and was like, "We arsehole," and I think that's now why I don't like Justin Rose. His son was wearing an RM. He was like, "Daddy, we need to go." I mean, fair enough. It was obviously Sunday final day of the BMW PGA, and he was like stopping, taking photos, and he was like, "Daddy, we need to go." And he was like, oh, and then just said, "I got a photo of him," but everyone else was. He was like, "Sorry guys, I got a dip."
McIlroy as well. He's one of my
Yeah,
favourites.
I like McIlroy. I like Victor as well, but I think that's just
Hovland.
Yeah, I think that's just because I wear Jay Lindbergh, and
He's
I think
also
I'm
sponsored
him.
by AP. He's got quite a...
Yeah,
You know, he sacked his coach, then like missed loads of tournaments, couldn't fucking make a cut, and then hired his old coach back and nearly won the PGA.
Well, he wasn't gonna play in this tournament because his poor form, and good job he did because I think he ended up finishing third.
Well, like, if it's not broke, don't fix it. What are you sacking your coach for after, like...
You don't know if there's more to it though.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe he was shagging his wife. Victor's single, obviously.
Not sure.
No, okay.
Not sure.
Sticking with the golf, if you could have golf sponsorships, like clubs, apparel, shoes, where are you going?
Clubs tailor-made.
Yeah, I
All the
second
top
that.
players play tailor-made.
I second that.
Apparel's got to be Nike.
See, I think I'd go Lindeberg.
Nah, Nike and shoes, FootJoy.
I'd probably maybe Nike shoes. Actually, Adidas. I quite like the Adidas shoes. They just give me
It's a
blisters.
FootJoy shoes, Nike apparel. But I think with Nike, you have to wear Nike shoes.
Yeah, maybe.
Because
you have
most
to
of the
be
Nike
full.
athletes have the full
Yeah.
shebang. But I'd like FootJoy, Nike, tailor-made.
Yeah. And what would you say the best golf course we've played is? I actually have got
Loch Lomond.
yeah, I think
North Berwick.
that day at North Berwick we got
We're
very
about to play
lucky.
Sunningdale and JCB, so they'll be up there.
We got. I'm actually trying to organise it as of today. We're going to try and do JCB on the Wednesday, stay overnight in the lodge, and then on the Thursday drive down, play Sunningdale. So that'll be two.
That'll be epic. When is that supposed to be? June the...
Hopefully June. So while
Because
we're
I've
having,
got that Old Firm game to play on the 23rd.
I'm sorry. All right, you go and do that, and I'll go and
I've
play.
committed to it, mate. I can't pull out of that.
Oh, mate, behave. You would go. You would actually go
There's
and play
nothing
in
I
a
can do. I've committed to that game. I can't pull out of
amateur
that.
football match.
Bro, there's nothing I can do. It's for charity. I've committed to play the game.
So you would wait.
No, it's not, because you're just going to organise it at a different weekend, so shut up.
Yeah, I would try and work around it, but if I
Yeah.
couldn't work around it, you would actually go and do that.
I mean, I don't know. It'd be a difficult decision.
That surprises me. If you were going to do that, then
But it's a chance to pull on the hook.
we've gone. Where's the gone? Go on. Where are you? Where are you playing football? Is it Hampden Park?
I need to cut that bit as well. No, it's just that it's an Old Firm charity day. Rangers versus Celtic at Hamilton, all for a good cause. It'll be a good day.
Is it at the Aki Stadium?
It's at the Aki Stadium, yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
You'll be coming to watch. I don't know what you're shouting
No,
about.
I'll be playing JCB, mate. You best believe I won't be coming to watch your charity game.
Fucking hell. Go on.
But you got the guy called me today actually and was just like, look, I really need to. The JCB guy was like, I really need to know like when you're looking to play because they've got the live in July. So
just as long as we're not going to go there and it's going to be mats.
No, it wouldn't be.
I don't want to play if it's mats, mate.
Well, they're like famous for like diggers and shit. So I imagine.
No, I know
they can
that.
look
But
after
like, if they're
grass.
playing live, fucking a month later, it's probably going to
Yeah,
be mats.
maybe. Well,
Make sure you say that to him that you don't want to play if it's mats.
I will do. I'll be sure to let him know.
Anyway, moving on.
Happy Gilmore 2.
Really, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Adam
Happy
Sandler's
Gil-
one of my favourite actors.
Yeah. Have you seen he's just been kicking about London recently?
Yeah, he does just kick about random
He
places.
went to Peckham, out of all places, to go and play a game of basketball. He's got to be
he's a bit
careful.
odd, isn't he?
Just being a white guy playing basketball in Peckham is pretty dangerous. Let alone being Adam Sandler.
Where have I been in Peckham before? Not that many places, actually.
I went to
Is Peckham where Thingy's from?
gigs.
Only Fools and Horses?
Nah, that's like East End,
Is it?
Del Boy, or the city.
Del Boy Trotter.
Yeah. So you've got that coming out, which I thought was good. And then we had the boxing as of...
Did you see the thing with Usyk apparently taking the energy thing?
No?
Did you see that?
What, during the fight?
Yeah, it's like the 6th round. Apparently, like his coach like gives him like an energy thing in his mouth. You can kind of see it. I've
Are
seen.
you
the
not
video.
allowed to do that?
No, you're not allowed that. No. Just
What I don't agree, like Tyson is an unbelievable fighter, and fuck ever trying to take a punch off Tyson, right? I actually thought he had a bit more about him.
Just like that.
Does he?
I mean, I wouldn't like to take one off him, but he's quite a slappy puncher.
Yeah.
Usyk deserved it, mate. He's fucking way better fighter. He's fighting above his weight class, like undisputed.
Smaller,
2-weight.
everything's against him. And then
he's an incredible fighter. Plus, with all the Ukraine stuff that's going on, he was always going to win that. He was never going to win that. He was never not going to win that.
Where he beat the shit out of Tyson. Like Tyson
won like the first 3 I gave Usyk. The next 3 or 4, Tyson was in charge. But then, like anything, he just gassed.
He got put on the canvas more than once, and then he turned around.
He never
he got put down.
No, he didn't. He never got dropped. No.
I thought he got dropped a couple of times.
He never got dropped. No.
Oh well.
Yeah, I mean, he was out on his feet.
Yeah, well, you watch the fight highlights. He looks done.
He's out on his feet. But
And
he
then
never
for
got,
him to come out and just say,
I thought
they won because he's in war.
He also said Happy New Year at the end of the fight on the mic.
He's off his head.
So he's obviously offside.
And
I did watch the Talk Sport this morning with Simon Jordan.
I hate Simon Jordan.
And what's the boxing promoter, Frank Warren?
Yeah, I like Frank Warren.
And he was going on about obviously Tyson having bipolar disorder and speaking about that and things like that. So you obviously don't know. He obviously I think Tyson struggles a little bit with his mental health, which understandably so.
I think as a boxer, you've got to be a little bit mental.
I think understandably so. So you've obviously got that in the equation as well. But
yeah,
it was a war.
Yeah,
I don't know if it was fight of the century like everybody's
it
going
was a good fight.
It's a good fight, but I don't know if it's fight of the century like everybody's shouting about.
I agree. But talking to Simon Jordan, I don't actually watch an awful lot of podcasts, which is probably why you're so much more natural than I am on this. But I did watch the Simon Jordan one last night, interviewing John Terry. And
I watched that a couple of weeks ago.
I mean, I told you about this story, but like, I think John Terry gets a lot of bad press. I mean, don't get me wrong, I think he's done a lot of stupid shit.
What's your take on the Anton Ferdinand thing? Do you think he was racist or not?
Well, I'm no professional lip reader, but you can kind of clearly see what he says. And I liked... I mean, yeah, he's full blown in the wrong, and he probably should have got a ban. And he got a very hefty fine, which, you know, you're racist, you deserve a fine. But what he said is like the 3 of us, me, Rio, and Anton, could have taken that situation, done something so much more powerful. And they
but he needs to admit guilt first.
He kind of has never done that. He was like, I got proven in law.
He doubled down on his saying I never done it.
Yeah, he basically needed to own the situation.
To activate change. You have to admit.
Whereas a bad boy though, he was like, I was on the beach and I was with my family. He was with his family. I went up, like tried, and he was having none of it.
Rio's wedding was cool. Did you see he had that?
Were you invited?
No, I wasn't invited. No, but he had. This band, they play like all the old R&B tunes. It was actually really good. His wedding was cool.
The reason why I brought it up was I think JT gets a lot of bad press, and I had actually quite a nice encounter.
Sorry, caveat. Did you see Rio's son who plays for Brighton? Got Player of the Year?
No.
Yeah, I think he plays in the under 21s or something. He's a goalkeeper.
Oh, a goalkeeper.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they're good on the back. Them Ferdinands. What I was saying about JT is I used to coach. So he's got 2 kids, twins, boy and a girl. And I think they must have been like 8, 9 at the time.
Sorry, my phone's just blowing off.
When they're 8 and 9, they play in the same team, boys and girls. So I was coaching both of them at the same time. And the place where they were playing is like super expensive place to live. Mm-hmm. You get a lot of guys from the US or China. They've all got nannies. Mm-hmm. So a lot of the time when you're coaching, on the side of the pitch, you have all these like big blacked out Range Rovers, and they've got their headlights on. You never see any of the parents. They just sit in the car, and then when the session's finished, the kids just run off and get in the car. Anyway, there was this particular Range Rover that I'd never seen before, and it's absolutely pissing it down. It's super dark. Kids are just like running around. I've got like a big jacket on, and the guy gets out his car, and I remember thinking, what a strange guy. He's wearing beige Chelsea boots, jeans, and like a cardigan, and he had his flat cap on, and he came up and he put his head up. He was like, oh, hi, how you doing? Like, you've coached them for a year. I've never met you. It was John Terry. I was like, oh, hi, how you doing? He was like, do you mind if I get involved? Like, I'm just sat in the car watching. It looks quite fun. Do you mind if I play? And I'm like, don't take it the wrong way, but I don't think you're dressed appropriately to be, playing in the mud. He was like, oh, if I get changed, can I play? I was like, sure. So he goes to the back of the motor. opens the boot, and it's one of them Range Rovers that like have the flat back. So he's just like, taking his jeans. He's in his bockies in the middle of the car park. Puts on his full Chelsea training kit. Puts on his boots. Comes
Definitely a
out.
wide front guy, isn't he?
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
He's
it was a short
sloggies, isn't
wide,
it?
and he was like rolling around in the mud. Like kids were, and I was like, "There's no one here to witness this," and it was just like he didn't have to do that, and I had a lot of time for it. And then that same team, we had Mark Viduka's wee boy playing, and at the end of the season, Mark Viduka was on the barbecue.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the Aussie was on the barbecue, which I quite like.
Big Leeds man.
Big Vidukes. We played with a guy last night. He reminded me of Mark Viduka.
Who? Which one?
The guy at the top, the big boy. He was playing up top.
He was good, to be fair.
And in other news, did you see the French drug dealer? All the carry on with that. No. So a guy got arrested. He was like one of the top drug dealers in the whole of France, apparently. And he was I think he was operating in Paris. And then they moved him outside of Paris, about 45 minutes to a prison outside of Paris.
Oh, I did see that.
And then he was getting done for.
Then his pals broke him out.
Yeah, but it was like they just intercepted the police car, just got out automatic guns, popped them off, took the guy and ran off. I don't think.
What were they doing? Open crisp packets.
Packet of skips.
Well, that with packs of walkers.
Well,
smashing them open.
This isn't. We're going to freestyle on this. We had a debate the other day on meal deals because you picked meal deal that I thought was it'd probably be my last choice meal deal. I picked one that was.
I'm not picking that meal deal because I think it's the tastiest meal deal. I'm picking that meal deal because it's the healthiest meal deal.
Go on, we'll break it down. You still said you'd rather that than my one.
The meal deal for me from M&S or Boots or wherever I'm getting a meal deal from is ham sandwich,
just ham,
Snacker Jacks, salt and vinegar, and a bottle of sparkling water.
Squares.
I know, but if they don't have, if I get Snacker Jacks because they're only like 90 calories, and then I'll have sparkling water or a Iron Brew Extra. But I'm not choosing that because it's the healthiest meal deal. Because it's the tastiest meal deal. I'm choosing it because that's the least amount of calories.
Well, I had a chicken and stuffing.
And stuffing, and you're doing, Thai sweet chili sensations.
It was actually the
a can of Coke,
Thai chicken McCoys I had.
Oh, sweet Thai chicken McCoys.
Yeah. Although our diet consists at the moment of squares, bars, and Red Bulls.
Squares, bars, and Red Bulls. Yeah.
Yeah, we need.
That's all you need, mate.
I once almost had a heart attack on a Red Bull.
Yeah?
Yeah. I was sober on a night out, and I was like, I can drive all my pals home. And obviously, when they're going up and getting drinks, they're just like, I will get you a Red Bull. So they would like bring me Red Bull. I must have had about 20 Red Bulls on this night out, and I had to stop at Cobham Services. I was on the M25, and I was driving. I was just like, oh my God, I think I'm having a heart attack. I had to pull off. And they were like, oh, thank fuck he's pulling off and getting Mackies at Cobham Services. They all went in for a Mackies, and I was sat outside. I thought I was a goner, but I'm here to tell the tale.
Time's pushing on, brother. We got long left.
49 minutes. We've got a wee bit to do. Although I'm a wee bit lost on where I was. Yes. Statues in Glasgow. We drove past another one today. I'm not quite sure what the obsession with cones
on heads of statues. So there's obviously a famous statue in Glasgow, the horse at the end of Ingram Street, just before you start going
the Duke of Wellington, is it? Just
before you start to go onto Royal Exchange Square, that's constantly got a cone on it. The council tried to remove it years ago. And people just were like, no, fuck you. So they just kept putting it back up. Every time they removed it, they put it back up. So now eventually they've actually attached a proper part of the statue, which is now the cone on its head, which is quite good. But we went past a statue today on Argyle Street, which has just been built at a new block of flats. So I don't know if you guys can hear that.
We got Blink 182 upstairs.
Seems to be fucking stereophonics are upstairs. But yeah, so basically the statue's been built outside this block of flats, and we were by it this morning, and the guy's got a cone in his head.
But it's fucking impressive. You've got to get up there.
I mean, you've seen the size of that horse at Ingram Street, but it's about 20 feet tall.
But Banksy did an art expedition.
Oh,
sorry, ladies.
Is that a roll neck?
That's just my chin. Banksy did an exhibition in the Museum of Modern Art, which happens to be behind the Duke of Wellington statue the other day, because that is his favourite piece of art, the cone on the actual statue.
So I don't know where the cone thing came from. It's obviously just fucking idiots who think I'll put a cone in its head, but now it's just transcended into all the statues.
Wherever there's
any
a
statue that they can find with a cone beside it, they put it on its head. So.
And I've got another pet peeve for Glasgow. Not that I quite enjoy the cone, it's not a pet peeve, but a pet peeve in Glasgow is I don't know how you operate the taxi system.
What do you mean?
It's just fucking non-existent. You can see them driving about the gaff, but None of them come and pick you up. You call someone. Oh, I need to get to the airport tomorrow at 5:30 in the morning. Okay, brilliant. What's your name? What's your address? Cool. 5:30 in the morning comes. No taxi.
Yeah.
Call them back. I ordered a taxi tomorrow at 5:30. There's no one here. Oh, well, where are you going? To the airport? And we didn't say it was urgent. I'm going to the fucking airport.
Yeah, I've had that a few times actually now that I just call the one taxi company because I know that they'll come. But I've had that a few times, it's particularly with one taxi company that you would book the taxi for the following morning from the night before, and it would be like, you know, if we've got a car available, we'll send it, and then it'd be like 20 minutes past the time that you're supposed to be getting picked up at, the car eventually arrives. And some people actually, taxis booked and then they just don't come.
Yeah,
So-
no, it's, I can't. I get down with it. Infuriates me.
No, I just do Uber now if I need a taxi.
What has been your biggest come up of? We're not talking about watches here. Have you got like a item of clothing or an object that you have bought and been able to sell for a good chunk of change over than what you've bought it?
No, not really. Just
No?
watches, really. Yeah.
Suitcases? You do well in your suitcases.
No, I just get my money back, really.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't do that well with them.
I've had a few things.
Have you?
Yeah, I had the Off-White Jordan 1 Chicago's.
Yeah, but you should never have sold them.
No, especially because I got them for free. So that was a big come up. A cool story was I was in Covent Garden one time, and there's like a lot of like vintage charity shop kind of things through in Covent Garden, and a lot of them are like
Oh, you're talking
touristy
about these
things.
1984.
Yeah.
Jordan
So I went to that
Fucking spit it out then.
a back cabinet covered in dust, and I was like polishing dust off so I can see, because I saw like a few little LV bits, and then I saw the toe box of a 1985 Jordan 1, which is like the first ever Michael Jordan shoe, and it was like that colorway, and I was like, there's no way that's that. And I asked the guy to get him out, and he like refused to get him out. After a 5-minute negotiation, the guy got him out. Sure enough, it was about 1985 Jordan 1s, brand new in a box, never done the laces, everything was immaculate, had the receipt and everything, and I was like, name your price, I'll buy it. And he was like, not for sale. I was like, come on, I'm wearing Jordan 1s on my feet right now, I'll pay. No, not for sale. And then went back the following day. I'm serious. How much? And I had like the dough on. I got cash out to be like, look, just take the money. He was just not for sale. Went back the next day. He was like, are you going to keep coming back every day? I was like, 100%. How much? And he thought he was doing me over, and he went, fine, 450 quid. And I was like, I put all the money back in my pocket. Right, that's for you. Left for them. Later that day, I was offered 6,500.
But you gave them to your
My
ex-bird,
my
didn't you?
ex-girlfriend at the time was that size shoe, so I was like, look what I've just found. She was like, amazing. Put them under her bed, never to be worn. And then Chris Brown wanted them for his significant other at the time, but I know a guy who sells Chris like a lot of his stuff, and was just like, oh, Chris will take them, we'll give you 6.5 for them. And I was just like, oh, my bird kind of wants them. And fucking hell,
things you do for women, bro.
left them on the table. Few things that came up last week as well. The Laura Piana Ferrari. Seen that?
Yes, I have. Yes,
So
yes. It's an 812, right? No, it's not. It's an F12.
Is it just the interior?
Yeah.
And it's a 100k option.
Yeah, it's cool. They do it. Hermes do it with
Bugatti, right?
and McLaren.
Hermes do McLaren.
Yeah.
Oh, go on, McLaren. Get it up. Yeah.
Only for that Manny Koshpin guy. I don't think they do it for anyone else. But
Who's Manny Koshpin?
he's this big property developer in
America.
it's like LA or Miami or something.
Right.
He's got like the most insane car collection. Bugatti do it. Sorry, excuse me. And
Keeping up.
Pagani do it from Zonda.
Yeah, that one's fine. But Ferrari don't do an awful lot of collaborations, right? This one's...
No, not that much.
Is it on a certain car, or can you get any car? But I think you need a buy-in history.
I've actually not got a clue.
Yeah, no.
They obviously do tailor-made Ferrari, which that will be. I don't know if that's then an option to then go, right, well, I want a tailor-made Ferrari, but I want a Loro Piana tailor-made Ferrari, and then they use all the Loro Piana fabric.
So, again, this is something we were talking about a few weeks
Because I
back.
actually didn't know that if you go and get a suit made, you can get it made like by any tailor in Loro Piana fabric.
Yeah, you get Loro Piana fabric, and I think it even has the Loro Piana inside it, but it's probably a lot cheaper. But that, custom Ferrari, what was it called again?
Tailor-made.
Aye, but you have to have a buy-in history in order to do that, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, so it's only really on like the more like 812s and F12 TDFs and like it's on the good stuff. I think you need to be invited to do.
But do you think if I walked into a showroom and they had a 488 there, and I was just like, I want that, I'm gonna buy it now, but I want number 9 stuck on the side. Would they do it?
I really don't know. Is the honest answer?
You'd fucking hope so.
I don't know. I mean, you could just get it done on your own, like not a big deal. But
But you'd want it done by Ferrari, yeah? A little sign off by the old.
I mean, I'm sure they've done it before. Like they've probably done some mad stuff for clients before. But
And tattoos. Have you got any tattoos?
no, not got one, mate.
Would you get tattoos?
I thought about it a few times to mark sentimental times that have happened in my life, but
Live, laugh, love.
I always just end up not getting it.
Yeah.
You've got some
I
shitters.
was, yeah. Well,
Playboy bunny on your arse, don't you?
Yeah, but I won't get my ass out because we'll get banned on YouTube. I've got a couple wee ones, and I got my ribs done. And we went for a Thai massage to get a few weeks back.
Yeah, that was funny.
And the lady was like, "Oh, did you get this done in Thailand?" I was like, "No, I got it done in Sunningdale High Street by a lady called Vicky." So, shouts out Vicky. Another one for you. Do you ever get beef in being a watch dealer with other watch dealers? Or is it a thing with the other dealers?
Yeah, I think it's quite a macho, like, sector, isn't it? Like, it's quite, guys that do it are quite proud to, like, sell watches and kind of done the business on their own. It's quite a macho business to be in. So, yeah, you do get a little bit of beef.
What do they tend to be over?
Deals that have went wrong, or
Someone
clients. Like you share clients and one guy, but yeah, you get beef from people in Glasgow, mate. But I'm used to.
I was going to say, have you ever had any beef? It doesn't have to be anyone from Glasgow, but have you ever had any watch beefs? Or
yeah, quite a few actually. Yeah, yeah.
Put them in headlocks and shit.
No, but
I've got a funny story about a time we went out. I don't mind embarrassing myself. We went out and a guy started to get Larry, and I fancied myself after a couple of beers.
We were at a golf day, weren't we? No, we were at a golf weekend, and where the fuck were we?
It was like Cornwall, Devon, or some shit.
Devon or something. And I was like, I can't fucking. Every night we went down, like every morning it was like breakfast, just like minging eggs and fucking shitty
You just wanted to
bacon
go and have your
like,
local town.
I was just like, oh, mate, I can't. And then every night the dinner was like, it was like fish, cakes, and then like steak and ale pie with chips, and then the dessert was like sticky toffee pudding. It was just like, and all the guys all sitting like after everybody's had dinner, you're a bit like,
I'm either going to go to my bed or
like, am I going to go to bed or I want to have a drink? And I was just like, listen, boys. I said to a few of the younger guys, I was like, will we go out tonight? Like, let's go out. And we went out to like the local town, and it was just fucking
It was just a shithole. We stuck out like sore thumbs in
from
that
the minute
place.
we went to that town was going to be carnage.
Yeah, it was a bad idea from the offset.
Idea.
But a guy was like offering it out, so I was like, I'll give it to him. So anyway, he's like backing up down an alleyway, and I was just like, all right, well, he's backing up. I'm running at him. I've got this. So I sprint at him. I don't know who threw the first punch, but it wasn't even like throwing a punch. I threw a swing, shall we say. And it really was a swing.
Was I not standing eating like a packet of crisps
Yeah,
or
he
something?
was at the back. I thought he was right behind me, backing me up.
No, I was eating a packet of crisps.
He was
just
sat on a
going,
bollard
"What?"
watching me. So I swing at this guy, miss. He swings at me, misses. 4 swings.
It was
I
like
took.
a comedy sketch, honestly.
And then he fell over. He ducked my last one, rolled his ankle, and then I helped him up. And we went on our merry way.
Sorry, that just pisses me off. A guy's just messaged me there that he asked in one of the groups about a watch this morning, and I said, yeah, mate, I've got it. Sent him pictures of it, and then he's like, can you send me pictures of it in the box? I went, well, I don't have any on me right now. He's like, is it your stock? Like, who are you talking to, mate? Do you think I'm offering you something that isn't mine?
Something else that happened this week.
It pisses me off, that.
Yeah, there was something else that happened this week. I can't even remember what it was. Something similar to that. What watch is it? Are you getting a deal done?
I'm like, who else's would it be? Do you think I'm offering you a watch that isn't here?
The only other thing I was going to talk about this week was the Roger Federer and Rafael Nadal campaign for Louis Vuitton.
Yeah, I've seen a little bit of that.
I don't really understand it. I think Louis Vuitton are introducing like a new series of like
They
legends.
need to just fucking figure out what they're doing. Tyler, the Creator, was the last good one.
Well, I don't think it's their collection. I think this is like them trying to be new ambassadors.
Sorry, my phone has been honestly
for the brand.
blowing up for the last 10 minutes.
I thought it was a vibrator in your pocket, to be honest.
Sorry, guys.
But hey, look, I think we'll
wrap up.
Yeah, we'll start wrapping up. I think I'm not on holiday. I think I'm away tomorrow. I've got to go and meet a client.
Dublin, yeah.
Yeah. So we'll still get this up in time, but maybe we take a hiatus, 2 weeks, 4 weeks, maybe. I don't know. Let us know.
Anyway,
what
when
you
we're
guys
back,
want.
we're back. It'll be season 2. We'll do 10 episodes a season, and
you can tell we're probably battered at this point.
we've had a really busy couple of weeks. So, listen, thanks for listening,
I would actually say
guys.
the last 3 episodes have been really busy, so they need to give us credit. To be honest, that we're still here and breathing. But
like, comment, subscribe, all of that jazz. See you for season 2,
whenever that is.
In a bit. Thanks, mate.
Class. Good stuff.
Right, you're probably going to be fucking.
I'm tired, man.